Y'all know what's going on. It's time for another episode of Doing Time with Joe. I'm your host, Joe Baker. Welcome to the show, y'all. Everybody that say that the folks ain't the folks, right? It's just what it is, right? They'll manipulate and use each other for whatever reason they feel is necessary and to get whatever it is that they want, right? Now, I'm going to tell you about this young brother that wanted to be the folks so bad that he was blinded to all the things that the folks that was sponsoring him, the folks that was going to bring him to the table was doing to him, right? Now, look here. This young brother wanted to be the folks bad. So when folks brought him to the table, he was telling everybody how good of a brother he would be and all this and that, right? Now, before it gets to the you know what I'm saying, the top, right? Like the 9 and the number 2 and the COS. Before it gets to them, right, they got to go through some other brothers, the pod coordinators and all this. Then they'll bring it all the way up to the top so they can get stamped, right? And then they can go ahead on with the procedure, right? With the process. So this young brother, he done made it all the way up to the top, right? So we had sat down and we had decided, go ahead and do it, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all pick a day and all this and that, and we'll be there after the fact, you know what I'm saying, and let them go on and do what they do, right? So this brother that was sponsoring him now, he was a real shiesty type brother, right? I'm talking about anything goes, right? So we were surprised that this young brother would even gravitate towards him and let him be the one to sponsor him. But every now and then, sometimes folks will change. They grow up and they change and they get better about it. But see, this particular brother, he used the organization to get over on other people. You feel what I'm saying? He didn't care nothing about whether he made them the folks or not. He would still be using them to get over on them, right? Now, but he always kept that money. He always kept him some money in the move, right? So, let him do what he do. You know what I'm saying? As long as he ain't violating the rules or get caught violating the rules. See, that's the thing right there. Most brothers violating don't even get caught. But this particular brother, he was real smooth, right? So he got this young brother. They done blessed him. Now he got this young brother learning all the pieces, the mandatory 6, and all the different signs and the way he needs to stand and the way he needs to conduct himself. You know what I'm saying? As a gangster, he's schooling him on everything. Now, he knew his business when it come to that now. He knew it business. But you got to remember one thing. A good con artist knows his craft. You feel me? And just because he was a part of GD, that did not mean that he was not still a con man. You feel me? That's what it was with him. Everything became a tool for him to use to get what he wanted, even GD. So now he done blessed this brother in with our permission, you know what I'm saying, and he's doing all the things he's supposed to do. The brother, you know what I'm saying, is on GD arrest right now, you know what I'm saying. He's locked down in the cell until he learns everything. So he's learning the stuff. He's coming along really well, right? So one day we noticed that, he's kind of funny, right? Because it's almost like, where's my money at? Disappointed at what had done happened. You feel what I'm saying? And how he got caught himself up in this right now. Keep in mind, let me tell you something. A lot of people don't know what really goes on inside the organization until they become a part of the organization. So you can pretty much convince them that anything goes. You feel me? Because it'll be like, well, this is what we do. You feel? And it could be a flat out lie. You feel what I'm saying? But let me show you something. Let me show you how folks conned it and tricked it and had him all locked up and messed up in the head, right? Look. See, folks needed to get leverage on him because once this brother becomes one of the folks, right, he's going to be treated as an equal. You feel what I'm saying? There ain't no big eyes and little U's, and folks ain't going to be able to manipulate and use him. He knows that. But the young brother, the new brother, don't know that. So check this out. Folks always had people running in and out of cell. I'm talking about all kinds of people. And sometimes he had boys running in and out over there, right, doing business, but he ain't never locked the door. He knew the business. You know what I'm saying? When they come over, he keep the door open, this and that. But every now and then, some of us, we would be gone out of the pod, whether it be to the ball field, child, whatever, working out, doing what we do, right? So it was always opportunities for something to be going on and nobody would see it. Or if it was somebody that saw it, they might be complicit and wouldn't say anything about it either, right? So check this out. So one day, when all of us were gone, because I go work out every day at 4:30. They call when the count clear and it's time to go to chow. I don't go to chow. I eat when I come back in, right? either I already got a meal made to eat, or either folks and them gonna make a meal. So I'm gonna eat when I get back in. I'm going to get my money on that weight pile. You know what I'm saying? I'm staying under that weight, right? So most of the brothers, they go down there too, right? You know what I'm saying? And then all of us down on the ball field. But every now and then, you know, it'll be a handful of folks that'll stay in, but not for the most part. But this particular day, folks stayed in, and his shouter stayed in too, right? They both stayed in. And we ain't tripping about it because that's not unusual for stuff like that to happen. But this particular day, when they finally did come down on the ball field, I'm seeing how weird that it's like something was off with the young brother. And I'm looking at him and I'm like, what's going on? Because he had this look like, if I would have known, I wouldn't have. You feel what I'm saying? It was like he was shocked and disappointed in everything that he thought was going on, right? I just couldn't understand what was going on. He didn't look happy anymore. And I'm like, this is too soon for somebody brand new to the organization to be looking silly. You know what I'm saying? Usually after you find out some things that went on or whatever the case may be, and you get put on that, you know what I'm saying, in that blender, or you get put out on that front line or whatever the case may be, then you start to act like that, but you're locked in at that point. But he was acting like this and he hadn't really done anything. Well, come to find out, he had done something. And I'm going to tell you what he did later. But what folks had done to him, now he got him locked in. He got him locked in. So a few months go by, and his behavior is still, it changes back a little bit. It's back and forth. It's like he has highs and lows. You know what I'm saying? So folks and them, they starting to come and say, man, what's up with folks? You know what I'm saying? The new brother. You know what I mean? I'm like, man, I don't know. He just be like it sometimes. Sometimes he happy, sometimes he ain't. Maybe depressed. I don't know what's going on with it. It's just, I don't do no babysitting, no hand holding, and none of that when I was within, you know what I'm saying, the ranks, right? When I was in rotation, I don't do no hand holding. It ain't about that. You better stand up. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody got time for that. But look, check this out. So I'm doing business with all kind of brothers on the compound, right? Affiliate, non-affiliate, whatever the case may be. You feel me? So the word get to me that folks bringing in the pack. I'm like, nah, I don't believe that. Now, folks might have a pack and be working that pack, but ain't no brother bringing in no pack, because most of the moves, when you talk about bringing in the pack, what they talking about is up in you. Yeah, all the way up in you. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't the one spot that could be all the way up in you. You know what I'm talking about? Use your imagination. I don't want to interfere with my monetization. You understand? But check this out. So I'm starting to ask questions. I tell my COS, I heard folks then, you know what I'm saying, folks were bringing in the pack. What's going on with that? He was like, man, I ain't heard nothing about that. I said, look into it, but keep it on the low. So he looks into it and finds out, might be some truth to it. I said, man, go get folks. I'm talking about this blesser. Go get him. So they go get him, and we got him at the table, right? We back at the round table talking. I said, man, you know, I don't interfere with no brother's commerce. How you get your bread is how you get your bread, right? But tell me something. It's folks bringing in that pack. He said, I don't know nothing about that. We ain't doing nothing like that. We ain't doing nothing like we got a mule to take care of being the fuck. I said, man, GD that. You know? But then he had this look on his face. I really didn't catch it at first, but my number 2 caught it. So when he left, number 2 said, man, he lying about something. I said, man, if he is and we catch him, you know what it is, off with his head, right? But you ain't no lying in no POAs. None of that. You better tell the truth and take your lick. Because if you get caught lying, you're going to really get it. You understand? So anyway, here we go. So now I'm curious. So now we watching folks. Now, don't forget, I said I'll be dealing with all kinds of affiliates, non-affiliates, and all types of organizations, right? So I tell a few of the non-affiliates, look, watch him, man. Tell me what they think. Because they, you know what I'm saying, they run in the same type circles because they the same age about. You know what I mean? So they come back and tell me, like, yeah, he got a pack. I said, how did he get the pack? He said, I don't know. I think he bought it in himself. They really ain't looking at it as a real big deal, right? Because a lot of people bring in them packs, y'all. A lot of people. So they think that's just part of being in the penitentiary. Not for me. I don't do none of that. I ain't stuffing nothing. I don't get down like that. You feel me? No. But anyway. So now I have folks now pull him up. See, it's one thing when you're a part of the organization and everything is going good and you ain't feeling no pressure, ain't nobody putting no pressure on you. That's one thing. But when when the oil come and they stepping in that way where everybody got them lokes on and ain't nobody smiling and everybody showing you their teeth. Like when I say showing you their teeth, I'm talking about they got that growl on their face. And they got that look like this ain't no time for you to be playing. You better keep it real or we're going to beat you. Yeah, we had them goons like that. So when I sent brother them at him, and the reason I sent him at him hard like that is because if he's doing that, we got a problem. We done let somebody into the organization that could potentially bring embarrassment upon the organization, right? Now, don't get it twisted. I ain't stupid. I'm not naive. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure, excuse me. I'm sure that you had brothers bringing in packs, but didn't nobody know about it. We all had that same line. Folks don't do that. You understand? So when they pull him up, he break down. Now the COS bring him to me because he want me to hear what he got to say out of his mouth. So he got him in the room, right? We all in the room, nothing but the board. And I said, man, what's going on with you, man? He's scared. I'm talking, he's visibly shaking. Now, he a young dude, 20 years old, shaking. He can't take this if we come hard at him, right? I said, man, tell me the truth. What's going on with you, right? And he said, folks, he had me do this and that, and then he told me that I needed to do this and that and that. I said, slow down. So he went all the way back. Now, I'm going to tell you, let me take you back. You remember when I told you not too long after he got blessed that I seen him on the yard and he looking all kind of funny, like his mood done changed, like he had been seen, like he had been exposed to something that he didn't expect to be exposed to? Well, let me take you back. This is what he started to tell me. He told me that folks that particular time had him in the cell, right? And he had this boy give him some head, right? So, look, I'm sitting on the top part of my bunk, right? And I'm looking at him, and I'm doing everything I can to not lose my cool, because in my mind, I'm saying, ain't nobody made you do that. You feel what I'm saying? Because I'm thinking of all kind of other things, you know what I'm saying? If you did that because you wanted to do it. But anyway, because that's been my experience in the penitentiary. You know what I'm saying? People do that because that's what they want to do. But now I'm listening to this young brother, 20-year-old, ain't never been in the penitentiary. I'm listening to what he's saying, and then I got to thinking about folks, how folks here. Folks is a manipulator. I'm talking about he go to the extremes with the manipulation move, right? So he said folks done got him to get this boy to give him some head, and then after the boy gave him some head, he tell him, he said, you know we don't do that, G. We don't get down like that, G. He said that if folks didn't find out you did that, you're going to get beat, and ain't going to be nowhere you can go. Now, this little young dude got 10 more years to do in the penitentiary. And folks done told him, look here, if the body find out what you did, you going to get beat, and ain't no penitentiary you can go, you going to be safe. He said, but this going to be between me and you. Now, if you do everything I tell you, ain't nobody going to ever hear about this. That's the manipulation move in here. That's how far and how extreme some people will get it with the manipulation move. He done got a boy to give him some head, and then he used that whole incident against him to get him to bring in the pack. So now when he get to the part about the pack, I'm sitting here saying to myself, wait a minute. How did he get you to the point to where you can bring in a pack? Because you got to think about what I'm saying here, y'all, when I say this, right? What they do is they take chapstick, right? The pack, you know what I'm saying? What the chapstick comes in, right? You know, the whole little cylinder and all this and that, right? What they do in here, if you don't know, you're finna find out. They take it and they'll take and put Vaseline or baby oil. Some of them just grime, they just put it in their mouth and put spit on it, right? But then they take the boy, or whoever the potential boy is, right? And they'll either stick it up in their rectum, make them lay down and they stick it up, or they tell them to stick it up in it themselves, right? And basically what that does is that primes them. It gets them used to being able to put something up in them, right? And then after they get used to that, then they'll have them put something up in them, and then they'll make them stand up so that they can hold the pack in, make them clench it and all this. I'm getting a little graphic because I want you to understand to what degree a person will go to in here on the manipulation move. How they'll mess a man's mind all the way up. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? I need you to understand this, y'all. So he done took this young boy, and now he got this boy bringing in packs for him. And look here, let me tell you something. After the chapstick, they go to something bigger and bigger because it spreads the boy out. You feel me? And I know I'm getting a little graphic, but you need to understand this because you might have somebody in here that you love. You might have somebody in this penitentiary that you love and care about that won't tell you what's going on because they're ashamed to tell you what's going on. But when I made this young man tell me what was going on, I'm sitting there and I'm getting pissed. I'm going to keep it real. At first, I was upset at him because I was of the mindset, it's like, why didn't you say something? But then I had to think about it because my number two made me think about it like this. After we dismissed the young man, and then my number two said, listen to me, Joe, because I was pissed. I wanted to beat him and folks that did it to him, right? But my number two said, listen to me. Hold up, Joe. Listen to me, man. You got to think about it from his point of view. Folks done tricked him, blackmailed him, manipulated him, used him, and made him think that if he didn't do this, that he was going to get beat by us. He didn't know no better. He didn't know no better. I'm sitting there for a while. And at first, I'm like, man, I'm not trying to hear that, man. I don't care what it is. You're a man before you anything. You feel me? And if somebody tell you doing that and just to be a part of an organization, then he should have said, I don't want to be a part of this no more. And then we would have found out and then we'd have dealt with it. But I had to think about it. I had to think about it. When you young, man, in 20, you still young, man. You're still impressionable. And when you look up to people, right, you'll believe anything they tell you, even when you're scared, even when you doubting them. But when you're dealing with this gang stuff, sometimes you get put in situations where it ain't no out that you can conceive of where you don't get hurt. And that's what it was for him. He felt like he didn't have no out. Wasn't no way out for him. So he did that. So I thought about it. Now, all of us in there, all the BMs, we in there, right? The board members, y'all. We all in there. We talking it over, right? Because we didn't want to put everything out there until we were ready to make our move, right? Because I told him when I dismissed him, look, keep your mouth shut. We're going to take care of it. Now, keeping in mind, he didn't know whether I was going to beat him or both of them. You feel me? But at the same time, when you're dealing with a situation like that, you got to make the individual that you're dealing with believe that they're going to be okay. You feel me? Whether that's true or not is irrelevant. But at that time, I didn't need him running out there and running his mouth. So I told him, you're going to be all right, bro. We're going to take care of this. Just go out there. Don't say nothing to nobody. Just act like everything is normal. You feel me? And when bro come around, just act like it ain't nothing changed. You understand what I'm saying? And he said, yeah. So I did all that because we needed to strategize how we were going to make the move. And after folks had talked to me and calmed me down and all this and that, right, I said, man, folks got to go. I'm not talking about the young one, y'all. I'm talking about the brother that brought him in, his blesser. I said, he got to go. Ain't no if, and but. And I don't mean just leave this compound. We stripping him. We taking his G from him. Ain't nothing on him. He's done. He's done. Because if you bring a young brother into the organization and then you use him and abuse him like that, you can't be trusted. You ain't straight. That ain't GD. That ain't gangster, y'all. That ain't gangster. That's being a monster. And I know sometimes people want to characterize gangsters as monsters, this and that, but this dude is the real boogeyman. He that dude up under the bed, y'all. And he was just hiding behind GD to exercise that demon like that. And he had to go. So I told my number two, get it done, man. Get it done. And when he gets gone, I want everybody in the whole state to know. He gone, he done. He can't go to another compound and claim nothing. And if he do, chop his head off. Simple as that. Simple as that. So my COS told me, he said, look, we're going to take care of that tomorrow, Joe T. We can't do it today. I said, man, it better be done tomorrow, man. I wanted him gone right then and there, but he told me he's going to do it tomorrow. I said, it better be done tomorrow. Period, point blank. You feel me? By the time I lay my head on this pillow tomorrow night, he need to be done. So my COS, they took care of it. When they bumped down on him on the ball field, see, because I wanted it done publicly. I wanted it to be done in front of everybody. I wanted everybody to see when you play games with this here, come get it. Come get it. Ain't no running from it. So when they bumped down on him, they ain't even give him time to react. On him, they went. They on the weight pile. They popping him down. They grabbing weights, them 5-pound plates, hitting him all in the face and everything. And I'm standing there in the distance. I'm looking at him. And I see him when he look over at me. And I look right back at him. I didn't even blink. I didn't even break my stare from him. We looking at each other. And I see him when he died. He looking at me like, what are you doing this to me for? What did I do? And I give him that look. You know how when you see them on TV, them gangsters, they look at you and they nod their head back and forth and look. That's what I was doing. I looked at him like that, like, yeah, you know what it is. He knew what he had done. We're not finna play that game. Pull the sheet off, nigga. Yeah, you can't hide no more. Ran him to the back and told him why they was beating him. You ain't nothing no more. Ain't nothing on you no more. Can't go nowhere. Nowhere, ever. Ain't nothing on you no more. Police, when they took him to the back. Now, now this is another way that you cap the game, right? When they took him to the back, then we started to spread it out. Tell everybody what he did. Tell everybody what he did, right? Now, I know it was embarrassing to the young brother, but everybody understood. You feel me? In the penitentiary, sometimes things happen. And if you explain it, most people understand that. But we didn't care if they understood it or not. You say something bad to the brother, we're going to beat you up too. Whether you was a peon or not. He was a victim, and we were going to protect him. He one of us. So now the police hearing about it, they were like, dang, that's messed up. They ain't even treat him with no love in the back. Dogged him out. Because he was a monster, the boogeyman. Get him gone. And if you don't understand what I'm saying, think about it. You understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? That's how it go in here sometime, y'all. That's how it go. This has been another episode of Doing Time with Joe. I'm your host, Joe Baker. And I say peace, y'all.